I don't race just to win races. I race to win championships.
James Stewart wins it. Here's the fight with Chad Reed. Here comes Stewart. He's going. He takes up. What a great move. Winged up for the lead on the outside.
The 2007 Supercross season is underway, and a new era of racing is unfolding on the track. With Ricky Carmichael in semi-retirement, James Stewart is poised to dominate like never before. However, Chad Reed and the rest of the Supercross class riders won't make it easy. Stewart's teammate Ryan Villopoto is the other part of Monster Energy Kawasaki's 1-2 punch. Ryan has his work cut out for him in the lights class against the likes of Josh Grant, Jason Lawrence, and Chris Gosler.
Dobler. Here's Villopoto. Contact again. Safe part. No. Here we go.
No event in motorcycle racing is more highly anticipated than Anaheim 1, the first stop of the Amped Mobile AMA Supercross Series. It takes place in Southern California, the hotbed of the motorcycle industry. The opening ceremony set the scene for an incredible night of racing. The lights class main was missing Josh Grant, who crashed during practice, but the race was still incredible.
Purcell gets the whole shot.
Frenchman Christophe Purcell stole the whole shot, but it wasn't long before teammate Ryan Villopoto took control.
Watch Ryan, who's going to make the pass. What a great move.
We both jumped the finish line and came into that next little jump thing and squared him up a little bit, and as soon as I took off from that little step up, I knew I was going straight through his line. I think we bumped a little bit, but luckily he didn't go down. That's always good.
While Lawrence, Hansen, and Weimer battled for the other podium position, Ryan Villopoto's West Coast title campaign was off to a flying start.
Ryan Villopoto wins the Supercross Lights West Coast season opener.
Here's a look at the top 5 in the lights class main. With Reed and Carmichael already posting wins in Canada, the fans were expecting a big night from Stewart. Carmichael was in attendance, riding his last race in Anaheim, and Reed was too, despite a practice crash that would have sidelined any other rider.
A lot of energy in the air here. This is great. Here we go. Anaheim 1. And the whole shot goes to Chad Reed.
So I was just being super careful, I knew that I got that start, it was over. I could be on the podium. Man, I'm just gonna put my head down, get healthy, and come back next weekend and try to do the same.
Look at Stewart do the works for the lead.
While Stewart took the lead by the end of lap 1, a crash in lap 4 turned it over to Carmichael, and a classic dogfight ensued.
James Stewart looks down. Stewart had a problem. Carmichael, it looks like he's gonna take the lead. Remember, Ricky Carmichael has never won Anaheim 1.
Felt like I started to pick it up, and the next thing I know, I was picking my bike up off the finish line, and it was all tweaked up. And I knew I wanted to get around Chad pretty quick before I can set my sight on Ricky and end up catching him in, I think, a lap or two, and just tried to get around him and ride my own race.
Look at, that's the Bubba Scrub right there, taking the lead again.
James was riding good, and it seemed like he was really, really good where I was weak. What happened tonight has no effect on what I've done in my career or anything. It doesn't matter to me. I had a great time tonight.
Stewart continues to lead here at Anaheim 1.
I don't race just to win races. I race to win championships, and that's been my goal ever since I came into this thing. I feel good. I feel like we have a good season coming. I feel really strong, probably better than I've ever felt on a motorcycle as far as racing Supercross. So that's a positive for me. And we'll just go back and put my head down and keep working like nothing happened this weekend.
James Stewart wins Anaheim 1.
After 20 laps, Stewart claimed Anaheim 1. Carmichael remounted from a crash of his own and took second, and Reed rode steadily for a third.
Your mechanic is the guy that you put your life in his hands. We're riding those bikes as fast as we possibly can on the edge, every weekend, and you know we need to have 100% confidence in them that everything's good to go. He's the last guy that gives you the last word before the gate drops, and I think that that's important. You know, the guy needs to be on your level and smart and know what you're about.
It's not just all the work on the bike or all of the semi or all of the races. It's a combination of everything.
It don't quit. Just like that. Just like that.
You got to really understand a lot more than wrenching on a bike. You know, you got to understand someone's personality. You got to be able to read a person fairly quickly. Obviously, you got to be fairly smart, you know, and understanding of what you're doing. But you know, the most important thing is just your mechanic-rider relationship and being able to just really relate to what the bike's doing, and that he can trust me and that I can trust him, and we're both giving our all, you know, to achieve the same goal.
Jamie's my new mechanic. He worked for Andrew McFarland last year, and he's doing a great job, and I look forward to working with him.
Just because that other idiot's cutting the track, you still need to run the whole deal.
Okay, yeah.
Like you were doing. And you're making so much work in your corners by just going out of the corner with a clutch. Try to come in, just apex and be smooth.
Maybe a lower gear?
Yeah, because you're fighting it right now. This corner, you're coming out, getting all squirrely, like remember whenever you kept breaking traction on the video how we watched? Just try to come in, be a lot smoother. You got to calm down a little bit, and you'll go faster.
You know, he's always right there. You know, if something's going wrong, you know, he knows making a quicker adjustment, or, you know, if I'm not doing a certain section right, you know, he comes in and tells me I need to, you know, do it a little bit better, and he'll explain it how I need to do it, and I'll go out there and try it, and it turns out great.
Do you feel all right?
Yeah, but I'd rather just step on stuff than off.
Okay.
But there's no lip. He's more than just a mechanic. He's a friend to me, and you know, I love working with him.
Yeah, look, coaching, and I think mechanics, they have the pit ball too, you know, and 20 laps, it's long and short at the same time, and sometimes you have like a few laps, it's not going right, you make mistakes, and some mechanics, they're with the board and they try to make you feel comfortable and just to regroup and, you know, do that again. And he could say, hey, on the board, he would say first turn on a wolves or something that I have to do better, you know. And me as a rider, I know when I don't go through a section very good, but sometimes you get to a section and you forgot about it a little bit with the racing. And they're here just to remind you, you know, they take lap times, and it's important.
Round 2, Phoenix, Arizona's Chase Field.
And the whole shot goes to the KTM rider, Davalos.
Red Bull KTM rider Martin Davalos took the whole shot in the lights class main.
Look at Porcel getting up the inside, taking the lead.
He was quickly passed by Purcell, who checked out and rode to an easy win. Back in the pack, Villopoto was working his way forward after a start that left him outside the top 10.
Here's Villopoto coming up through the field, and he picks off Davalos.
He took advantage of several crashes on his way to the 3rd position, then pressured Yamaha rider Matt Lemoyne, who made a mistake at the finish line jump and relinquished 2nd place. Chris Gosler was 3rd at the checkered flag, and the Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team owned all 3 spots on the podium.
Round number 2 goes to Christoph Purcell. A great, great weekend for that organization.
The rest of the field was green with envy. The Supercross main saw a rare red flag when David Villeman crashed violently in the rhythm section and was knocked out.
That's David Villeman down very hard. The Astros medical crew right there to take a look at David.
As he comes in, he single, triples, and he comes up short.
They're going to red flag the race to get more medical attention to David.
Fortunately, Villeman was able to walk off under his own power for further evaluation.
We are going to have a full restart after that red flag. 20 fresh laps. Here we go.
The restart saw Jeff Dement take the whole shot and then get passed by a flying Carmichael.
This time, the whole shot, it looks like he goes to the 43 machine of Jeff Dement, but Carmichael gets an incredible start around the outside. He's into the lead. Where is Stewart? Here he comes on the 7 in second.
Stewart quickly joined him after a 5th place start, and the Phoenix fan base was treated to a fantastic duel.
The second whoops is where he was 10 times better than me. I mean, he was chewing me up there. He was riding really, really, really good in that section.
Making himself a line on the inside each lap.
Here comes Stewart. He's got to pass that time. Now, can Carmichael mount a challenge back?
The way I'm riding, I feel like an Iron Man because I focused on what I'm doing. Even with the lappers and, a few mistakes here and there, it never rattled me.
Checkered flag for James Stewart. Back-to-back wins for the Kawasaki rider.
Stewart took the win with Carmichael on his heels, while Reed rode another strong race and finished 3rd. 2 4th-place finishes to start the 2007 season may have been shocking to some, but not to Travis Preston. While he lost his factory Honda ride at the end of the 2006 outdoor season, Travis has been riding better than ever in the more relaxed environment of the Sobe No Fear Samsung Factory Connection Honda team.
Travis Preston, 28, hometown, Hesperia, California. My dad got me riding motorcycles when I was young. I just love riding dirt bikes, so I just keep doing it and doing it. I still get nervous and I still get excited every single race day. I've been mountain biking, I've been road biking, been going to the gym. Right now, I'm doing a lot of muscle strength, and then when I get closer towards the season, I'll kind of back that down, maintain the muscle strength. Because when you're out there, busting your butt all day long, then you get to the race and, you feel good about yourself.
Here's Travis Preston in 4th on bike number 11.
Put together a great ride. He wasn't up in 4th off the start. He's kind of worked his way up there, back on the factory connection.
For me this year, I'm going to work on my turns and starts. I think corners is a big part of the racing. It's how fast you can come into the turn and how fast you can get out of the turn. And you can make a lot of time up right there. I've usually been pretty good on the corners. I'm working on, coming in, sliding the rear end up, and then just coming straight out. I'm more of a guy that I like to carry my speed around the whole turn. 2006 was probably, I'd say, moderate season. Outdoor season went a lot better for me. Ended up 5th overall, so I was happy with that. I'm looking for some top 3 finishes this year. Supercross is coming to town, so I need to get your butt off the couch, come out and cheer us on.
Boniface took the whole shot in the Supercross Lights main event as the riders returned to Anaheim for round 3. Josh Grant chased in 2nd and attempted a pass that backfired, leaving him with nowhere to go and opening the door for Ryan Villopoto.
Boniface on the green Kawasaki, Grant on the red Honda. Boy, they're tight as they come sliding across home plate. Boy, Grant got bogged down, didn't get through the triple.
Look who we see sneaking up there, number 51.
Ryan Villopoto.
A lap later, Villopoto was in the lead and checking out.
Boniface ain't laying down, man.
Nobody seems to be bobbling quite a bit, and it's going to open the door for him. And here comes Villopoto right by him.
Behind him, Davalos, Grant, and Hill battled for 3rd.
Jason Lawrence now up into 2nd place as he gets around Steve Boniface.
Jason Lawrence passed them all and evading Boniface for 2nd by the midpoint of the race, while rookie Yamaha rider Josh Hill got his first Lights Class podium as a pro in 3rd.
But Ryan Villopoto takes the win here in Anaheim.
Let's go!
I don't know. I like Supercross. That's what I grew up riding. I've had a Supercross track in my house ever since I was a little kid. When you're having a good day at Supercross, on the Supercross track, you just flow the whole thing, and everything just seems to come easy. Same way with outdoors, but especially, it's hard to get that feeling anywhere else when you're just flowing and everything's going perfect. Just moving up to the pros has been great. That's been my dream ever since I was a little kid on 50s. I wanted to be a pro motocross and supercross racer, and now it's kind of come true. I've just been really trying to work on starts and just need to make sure my conditioning's up too, and just put the whole package together. I really want to win a championship and definitely some races. That's, championship is the big goal, either supercross or outdoors. Supercross is looking pretty good right now, hopefully. So we'll see. I'm just going to give it everything I got and train as hard as I can and see what happens.
Will he hold it for long? Wade trying to get away, but here comes Stewart. Look at him split through the pack.
Team Science MDK Honda's Nick Wey took the whole shot at the start of the Supercross main as the racers returned to Anaheim for round 3. Behind him, Stewart, Tedesco, and Reed battled for a position.
Did you guys see what James Stewart did through the whoops? That was amazing.
Before the end of the lap, Stewart passed Wey and rode mistake-free to the win.
He gets him in the corner, and James Stewart is into the lead here in Anaheim.
Reed better get up there because this is not where he wants James to be right now.
The key part was the start, and I kind of slid into the start, and I think Chad was on the outside of me, but the only thing I was trying not to do is get taken out in the first corner. Just the first 2 corners, I was trying to get like a little gap where I can actually just get around Nick, but I was just trying to stay up and just make it happen.
I'm kind of surprised in Chad Reed right now because I thought he looked a little better in his heat race. I really did. Oh, he tries to punt Nick Wey there on the inside.
The first couple of laps, I would make some really good passes. I was going to the front, and then I would make a mistake and go back again and have to make those passes again. And you just can't do that when when James is riding so good.
Here's the fight with Chad Reed now having gotten around Nick Wey finally.
I just knew that James was gone, and just tried to pick Nick off and just put some some smooth laps together and know that we got work to do.
Unbelievable speed and $1 million smile, and James Stewart has won 3 races in a row.
When the checkered flag came out, Stewart had his 3rd win in a row. Reed was 2nd, and Wey had his 1st podium of the season.
I see where I want to be at, and I know when the main event comes, I feel super strong, so I never have any doubt once I line up on the gate and we start up. I don't have a doubt in my mind whether I can do something, and I think that's what's really carrying me through the season so far.
The Amped Mobile AMA Supercross Series returned to the rainy town of San Francisco for round 4 at AT&T Park. One practice was canceled in an effort to preserve the track, and tempers were high as the heat races took place.
Whoa, and a little contact. Lawrence tripled. Oh, contact again. Same corner Grant had problems the last time. Oh, and he takes out one of the officials. Well, we thought there might be some heated words after that one. Here comes Jason Lawrence on the right, going after Josh Grant in the gray.
In the lights main, Gosler took the whole shot, with Villopoto, Davalos, and Grant close behind him.
And it's Gosler getting the whole shot on the 102.
By the end of lap 1, number 51 was out front and on his way to his 3rd win of the season.
And in the lead goes Ryan Villopoto. Oh, down goes Gosler. And Douglas goes right into him, and they're both out.
After a nasty crash involving Gosler and Davalos, Grant moved into 2nd, where he would stay to pick up his 1st podium finish of the season.
Ryan Villopoto, the winner at AT&T Park.
The Supercross Class main was one of the best we've seen that featured the 3 All-Stars, Stewart, Reed, and Ricky Carmichael, who was making his last appearance in the Bay Area.
It's going to be Chad Reed getting the whole shot. Chad Reed, James Stewart, and Ricky Carmichael running 1, 2, and 3.
Reed took the whole shot and rode well. Chad rides faster each week as his shoulder injuries continue to heal.
As far as my injuries, they're pretty much 100%. I didn't have pain. You know, definitely for sure not 100% with the breathing, but everything else is good.
Now, you know Chad Reed, he can feel that pressure. He knows that Stewart's all over him right now.
Stewart was in second, and Carmichael, after nearly getting taken out in the first turn, advanced into third.
It just seemed like me and James kind of got behind Chad and got bottled up behind him there, and I was just kind of waiting. I felt really comfortable riding right behind him, and I was just going to wait for the opportunity. I was going to wait till the end if I was in a position to do anything.
From there, they all took turns leading, with crashes and lappers adding to the drama.
Here comes Stewart, hard to the inside. Now, does Reed have an answer back?
Oh, big mistake by Stewart.
And here comes Reed to capitalize on the inside. Oh, and Sorby gets in the way of Reed, and there goes Stewart.
That was unfortunate.
Sobey hooked me up one time pretty good, and we'll remember that one.
You know, I've been a little...
Oh, Stewart throws it away, and Reed stumbles getting by. Here comes Carmichael in the second. And the bike stays running, Jeff.
Unbelievable. It looked like he missed a shift. That's what it looked like to me. We'll check out the replay because the front end just dropped.
Even after I fell, I was kind of like smiling under my helmet because it gave me an opportunity to get back up and refocus and come back up, and I felt good. I just got caught up with a few lappers, and then with Heath Fossey kind of screwed me up in that triple section. I cased it so hard I just stalled my bike.
Oh yeah, definitely stalled the engine there.
Michael needs to do is get around Reed and try to check out if he can do it. Reed not making it easy. Here he comes.
Close racing. Carmichael just jumped to the inside there.
Oh! Chad Reed throws it away.
Oh, big mistake by Reed.
That's the one mistake he's made all night, and it's going to cost him the win. Ricky Carmichael, the winner in AT&T Park.
At the end of the race, the semi-retired Carmichael showed he still had what it took to win, with Stewart and Reed finishing only a few seconds behind.
Really enjoying this, and I know it's coming down to the end here, and very thankful for the team, and really enjoying these wins.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Renner. Whenever I'm not off doing freestyle shows around the world, I'm chilling with my family in the desert right here in my C-Force.
The racers returned to Anaheim for the last time in 2007 for round number 5. Another sold-out crowd turned out to see if Team Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki's duo of Stewart and Villopoto could be stopped. The whole shot in the final lights class race of the night went to Josh Hansen. Lawrence and Grant followed, but the race was red flagged after one lap after Jake Weimer went down in the first turn and remained there. The restart saw Ryan Villopoto take the whole shot, followed by Grant and Davalos.
And it looks like it's not going to be Josh Hansen getting the whole shot, but Ryan Villopoto with Josh Grant right behind him.
While Villopoto stretched out his lead, Lawrence moved up to third, and that's how they finished. Villopoto with his 4th win, followed by Grant and the consistent Lawrence. Stewart was hoping to be the first rider in history to win all 3 Anaheim events in the same season. He helped himself by owning the first turn and blasting away from the pack.
The Stewart snuck through on the inside. He did not get to the first turn first, but smart as he is, he knew to get that Kawasaki turned around and get it to the inside, snuck by everybody. That was awesome.
You know, James was right there on the inside, and I knew that I could just go and, you know, follow him and, you know, just try to match his pace and, you know, see what happened.
However, Chad Reed rode aggressively to reel in Stewart and capitalized on an error by number 7 to get within passing distance.
Chad Reed on James Stewart challenging for the lead.
A nice block pass gave Reed the lead in lap 5.
Chad Reed has an angry-looking kangaroo in the back of his helmet, and he's riding angry. Oh, and he gets right into Stewart.
Stewart came right back, however, and stuffed Reed while exiting a corner to retake the lead.
This is not something that we predicted.
Oh, and Stewart comes right back and shuts him off.
I mean, I put a good pass, and he passed me back. What do I need to say?
I felt like it was good racing, and he got me first. He came in and it just squared up. I didn't even see him, and he got me, and then, you know, I just went to the outside. He went to the outside in that corner before the second set of whoops, and I just dove down to the inside and just made a pass. And I didn't really see to the point where it was bad. You know, even his pass, I didn't take offense to it, but, you know, at the same time, you're like, man, it's gonna race. We could start racing like that. That's what it is. But I just thought it was good, hard racing, and I didn't take offense at it at all.
I think, you know, he came in hot, and I feel there was one intention and one intention only.
Behind them, the pack was stretching out, with Tim Ferry in 3rd and Way in 4th.
Tim Ferry runs in 3rd.
Man, has he been impressive here.
After 20 laps, they were still ranked that way as Anaheim 3 came to an end.
I was trying to fight and trying to give him that race. You know, I wanted to win. I wanted to put an end to the Anaheim win streak, but you know, it wasn't enough.
James Stewart is going to sweep Anaheim in 2007.
Tim Ferry's 3rd place podium was a great accomplishment for a veteran rider who has struggled with injuries the past few years, but refused to quit.
Definitely been a long time. It was a time, definitely for sure. I didn't think I'd be able to get back up here, but almost 2 years ago now, my last surgery and my wrist went good, and here I am with the opportunity with Kawasaki. It's great.
James Stewart's 2007 Amped Mobile AMA Supercross Series title campaign is going per plan. With 4 wins in 5 races, he's on track to capture his first Supercross class title. He's been challenged by Reed and even beaten by the sometimes present Carmichael. However, winning all 3 Anaheim events has never been done before, not by McGrath, Carmichael, or any of the other champions who came before them. So congratulations to James Stewart for a milestone that's never been reached in the history of Supercross.
My goal was to come here and get points, and it's been like that all year long, and it just feels good to win again, and also to be the first person ever to do it. I think it's a tremendous accomplishment. I mean, if you think about all the people that's ridden here, from McGrath to Ricky, you know, to be the first person to do it is a pretty good feeling.
Houston's Reliant Stadium hosted the 6th round of the season and the 6th Western Regional Lights Class main event.
And the first to the hole shot award goes Ryan Villopoto.
Ryan Villopoto fought for the hole shot with Jason Lawrence, and the action caused Gosler and Hansen to go down.
It's the top 2 of the points. Villopoto and Jason Lawrence running 1 and 2.
After that, the 2 class leaders continued to battle until Villopoto tangled with a lapper and crashed.
Out of the turn and just lost his drive.
Oh, no! Down goes Villopoto! Here comes Lawrence into the lead.
Lawrence then took over, but Villopoto came charging back to take what's been his all season long, the lead.
Here comes Villopoto. Lawrence looks over his shoulder.
Little payback right here.
And you got a new leader.
After that, Lawrence simply couldn't match the speed of the Kawasaki rider.
Ryan Villopoto wins another one and gets another step closer to wrapping up the West Coast Championship as he takes the checkers here in Houston.
As Grant finished third, the two West Coast title hopefuls discussed race tactics and the outcome. In the Supercross Class main, Tim Ferry continued to prove his value to Team Kawasaki by taking the hole shot.
First to the corner, getting the hole shot is Tim Ferry on the 15.
And Ferry was all by himself. There was no doubt that that was his hole shot.
At the end of lap 1, Kevin Windham passed for the lead.
There goes Windham. Windham for the lead on the outside of Ferry.
Reed was now into third, and Stewart was battling back from a mid-pack start.
As we watch Stewart makes the pass.
Stewart's blinding speed through the whoops helped him move past opponent after opponent until he was in the lead.
Look how fast James goes into the whoops.
Oh, down goes Travis Preston right in front of him. That'll move Stewart up to fourth. And here comes Stewart on the monster Kawasaki.
Looky there. Wheelies in. Oh! Look at James setting him up. Man, James is on it tonight.
I just wasn't in a rush. And then once I caught up to Chad, I just kind of put those few laps down and got around him, and Timmy, and Kevin, and then just rode a solid race after that.
Windham kept Reed in third for a while until he could no longer take the pressure.
Just kind of losing that spunk he had, so hopefully he can hold on and at least hang on. Here he goes, Chad going up the inside. K-Dub kind of counterattacking there, just lets him go.
Reed takes second.
I just didn't have what it took to win tonight, and it was hard. I was sitting back there in fourth or third or whatever it was, and I'm kind of like, man, I can't stay here, and just tried to grit through and get to the front, and I knew Kevin was riding good, but I knew that the end of the race was coming around, so I just tried to pushing at the end and trying to make the best of it and get second.
After that, it looked as if Kevin would at least get his first podium of a disappointing season for him to this point. Then, on the final lap, he clipped a tough block and allowed Ferry to get by.
You can see Ferry on the green Kawasaki closing in.
It's over. It's over.
Down goes Windham and Ferry goes off. James Stewart wins it here in Houston.
After 6 of 16 rounds, James Stewart had posted 5 wins. However, Chad Reed, the proud Australian and 2004 AMA Supercross champion, has continued to look for more speed. Tim Ferry is third in series points after 6 rounds, and great starts have kept the veteran near the front of the pack in every first turn. Working on that element of his game in the preseason with former Kawasaki star Jeff Emig is paying big dividends.
If you watch the races, the guys who come out first, second, third are the guys who usually end up right there. And so, Rick Ash is the motor guy here at Cowboys. One of his big things was to make me a better starter, try to get the bike right. He suggested Jeff Emig, who always got good starts through his career, helped him win championships, and goes back to kind of being open to new things. And I think that's kind of what's extended my my career.
This thing's launched so good. That thing's sick. I mean, what do? You're like, I don't know, looks pretty damn good from here. Thing's just like,
That's about right.
I mean, his thing, he's got to get some confidence in his routine and confidence. it's all pretty good, you know. See, let's just see how hard you can launch it, you know, out to this point here. Just try to, you know, get that initial jump. When you, every time, here, start up for a second. I want to show you what you do with the clutch. Is that every time you're in gear and you go like this and you go, I mean, that's kind of, you know, that's a little bit, you know, exaggerated, but should be you pulling it. Right, so that part could be smoother instead of going rap, you know, because, you know, you may not notice it, but then you sit here and watch it, and a couple times ago, you were in the pullback stage when the gate dropped, and it's like split seconds, but that's like a split second that you weren't in the forward, you were pulling back. One of the keys too, the launch, and then the second part is once the rear wheel gets past the gate, is, you know, it's almost like the second part of it where you got to be smooth and get through the gears as fast as you can. I mean, I'm a real believer in that if the bike can pull the gears, the faster you can get through the gears, the better, because it has to be going faster. So as fast as you can get through the gears, the better. And that's something that you may need to be conscious of when you're doing your engine testing too.
Coming into San Diego with the Seattle event still to take place in April, Ryan Villopoto needed only a 5th place or higher finish to clinch the Amped Mobile AMA West Coast Lights Championship.
Oh, Villopoto gets in way wide. And the whole shot will go to his teammate, Chris Gosler, as Villopoto drops back to about 3rd. And Villopoto's teammate leads as Ryan now moves himself up into the lead.
After passing his teammate Chris Gosler, who took the whole shot, he checked out, took the win, and the #1 place.
He has done it. He has won the Amped Mobile AMA Supercross Lights West Coast Series title.
Lawrence made his way into 2nd by riding hard, while Gosler rounded out the podium. Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki's Ryan Villopoto has been dominant, to say the least. In clinching the 2007 West Coast Lights title with an event to go, he posted 6 wins and finished 2nd once. To do so in a class that is known for its parity is amazing. He did it with speed and class and gave the accolades to his team. The Supercross Class main in San Diego was just what Chad Reed needed. He's always done well in Qualcomm Stadium, and his luck continued in 2007.
Here we go, main event time from San Diego. And Ivan Tedesco is going to get the whole shot. Chad Reed's in 2nd, Stewart's back in 3rd. And he's doing everything he can to hold on to the lead with Chad Reed giving him a real challenge and taking the spot away.
While Tedesco picked up his first whole shot of the year, Reed quickly took over the lead and held it for 3 laps while being stalked by Stewart.
And he's again showing a lot of patience here tonight. And on a slippery racetrack, Jeff, patience is a key to victory.
On lap 4, Stewart made the pass for the lead after a scrub, off a triple, and a quick turn.
Here comes Stewart, making a run at him. Inside of Reed, and James Stewart making a bid for the lead. He'll take it. Well, here's how James Stewart got around Reed for the lead.
Reed made a little mistake coming out of that turn, lost the drive, and both these guys really good at scrubbing those triples. Stewart gets up the inside.
At that point, it looked like Stewart was going to pick up his 6th win of the year. However, a mistake crossing the finish line jump in lap 8 changed everything.
James Stewart is down. James Stewart has crashed at the finish line jump, and he's got a problem with the handlebars.
That bike looks pretty twisted up, Ralph.
Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he got too close to the edge and just bailed off.
Yeah, he gets too close to the right side of the finish line jump, hits those tough blocks, loses all the drive, all the lift. Woo!
I just came on, slid in the corner, was too close to them bills. My dad tells me that all the time, and you know, I just hit my brake going off. I wasn't even close.
When it was over, Reed captured his first AMA Supercross win of the year and gained some serious ground in the title points chase on Stewart, who finished 5th.
Injures his shoulder but bounces back for a win here in San Diego. Chad Reed with a huge victory.
The podium was filled out by Ferry, finishing 2nd and in the top 3 for the 3rd week in a row, and Wyndham, whose confidence and strength appears to be growing as the season progresses. The East Coast Lights Class Series begins with the Atlanta, Georgia Supercross race. While Villopoto dominated the West, competition promises to be tight with Ben Townley, Billy Laninovich, Mike and Jeff Alessi, Darcy Lang, and former Lights East champion Brandon Jessamine lining up each week. Race 1 of the East Coast Light Series was highly anticipated by fans and riders alike. Taking the whole shot in the main was KTM's Mike Alessi. Ben Townley followed closely, and while they battled, Team Suzuki's Ryan Dungey slipped by to take the lead.
Oh, they almost get together, but here comes Dungey. He's going to benefit from those two racing side by side. Maybe he'll take the win.
From there, Dungey rode a flawless race and captured his first career win.
Ryan Dungey wins in Atlanta. The opening round of the M-Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast season goes to young Ryan Dungey.
Atlanta, Georgia's Supercross main event started out with a Chad Reed hole shot.
But getting the hole shot is going to be Chad Reed. Carmichael's in 3rd and Stewart's in 2nd.
By the end of the first lap, James Stewart was running right with him, and a pass for the lead soon followed.
Chad Reed leads him, and look at Stewart coming on strong into the corner. Takes the lead away. But for how long?
Chad just stayed right in there. He didn't give him an inch.
All contact there.
Carmichael, racing in the Georgia Dome for the last time, began to battle with Reed for 2nd. A mistake by Reed gave Carmichael the position.
Different route.
Reed down goes Reed. The San Diego winner is on the ground. There goes all the momentum he gained a week ago.
Ivan Tedesco battled to hang on to 3rd, but some aggressive riding by Reed put him on the podium once again.
Here it is.
Oh, Reed went alongside. Got him. Tries to counter. Can't get it done.
Gonna have some block passing right here. Tedesco takes it back.
What an aggressive fight between these two.
A few laps later, Carmichael caught Stewart, who was slowed by lapped traffic.
Carmichael hanging tough with him.
Stewart then took it up a notch and pulled away for the win.
It's going to be James Stewart taking the win in the Georgia Dome tonight.
The season has reached its halfway point. The Lights West title has been locked down by Ryan Villopoto with an event to go. The Lights East seems to be anyone's game, and Stewart is setting a record pace as he chases his first Supercross crown. Be sure to look for Supercross Exposed 3.3 as we'll complete our coverage of the 2007 Amped Mobile Supercross Series. So long for now.